Asheebo is going to tell you about what's going on in the world of UNC basketball and Drake Powell. I'm sure some folks have heard the news, but you had the opportunity. You went out to the UNC NCAA playoff game out in Ohio. So why don't you give folks a rundown of what's going on with Drake?
Yeah, so
Sure, some folks have heard the news, but you had the opportunity. You went out to the UNC NCAA playoff game out in Ohio. So why don't you give folks a rundown of what's going on with Drake?
yeah, so yesterday, like Gene said, a lot of you guys probably have already seen it already, but Drake announced on Instagram and on social media that he is making the decision to go to the NBA draft and try his luck there. Coming up in June, I think June 25th is the date of the draft, and this comes after his freshman year at UNC. Grew into the starter role, became a pretty solid 3-point shooter, of course, lockdown defender, and did some great things on that side of the ball as well for UNC. And yeah, just a dream, for him that I know he's had, before even going to UNC, and he talked about it in high school. He said it in his statement, playing at the highest level was the ultimate goal for him. And so, of course, congratulations to him. Excited for him and what's to come in the NBA. And I think, talking around, see how he's feeling about it. I think they're still trying to see where he'll land, whether it'll be a first round or second round. But I think in this draft, if he can get a look for first round, especially what he brings to the table, athleticism, the ability to drive to the basket, but of course, defense and his ability to guard multiple positions, especially on the perimeter. First round could be a possibility, or for him going into the NBA. So yeah, I know a lot of UNC fans were waiting for this news, because after the end of the season, with the transfer portal, different players moving in and out of the program, Drake Powell was one of the biggest ones they were waiting on to see how the roster. UNC fans know, the program knows. It'll be interesting to see where they go forward with replacing Drake Powell as well, and I'll see how this. It'll be interesting to see how this process goes for him as well.